What's up, player? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and this is my recipe compilation for the month of July 2025. I had so much fun cooking this month for you guys, so make sure you come along for the ride. Watch all these videos, like and subscribe, comment below if you have a recipe you want to see me try. Let me know what's up. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. Chat soon. Hot honey glazed, bone-in country-style rib chops. What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and that's the recipe we're going to be going over today. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one, so make sure you like and subscribe, slam those buttons, comment below if you know anything about this cut. Just in general, thanks for watching, all that stuff. So yeah, come on along for the ride. Let's talk about this awesome recipe. So I stopped by my local butcher, Vessel Meats in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And the first thing I said to them was like, look, the prices of meat are really high. Do you guys have any affordable cuts that will be really impressive to my guests? And this is the first thing they did. They grabbed this pork chop, perpendicularly sliced through the bone and a little bit into the meat, and they cut into it just like this. And it turns it, honestly, it transforms it into a bone-in country style rib chop. Holy cow, such a cool creative way to enjoy a pork chop. You still get that fat cap, the bone in still provides that flavor profile, but at the same time you get way more area for seasoning. So I went ahead with a Kansas City dry rub, homemade, and I fully coated every side of these. And you can just see there, just seasoned to perfection. So next, I went out to the Napoleon charcoal grill, fired it up to nice high heat, and threw all of these on fat cap side down to begin with. We're going to go for some serious char on here. But what's important is patience. You really want to pay attention to these because where they do have the large fat cap still, they can burn. And so all I'm doing is basically, keeping the lid up and paying attention. Nothing too crazy. Checking them regularly and rotating them regularly. And as you can see there, the first rotate, I got some seriously good char on this. I was pretty impressed, pretty satisfied. And we're going to do that for all four sides here. Nothing too crazy. We're just going to regularly rotate. Like I said, paying attention, making sure not to oversear, over char. It's okay as well. If you have one spot that's a little bit like hotter, you can rotate them around. Just make sure you're getting that good char on all the sides. And as you can see here, that's exactly what's happening. I'm pretty thrilled with how this is coming out. Seriously, this Napoleon charcoal grill is awesome for grilling up some pork. So let's just bring this all the way through. Got all the sides seared, got some nice char on there. And what I did was I moved it over onto indirect heat. We're no longer above that coal bed. And I have a meat thermometer in there, basically monitoring until I hit 145 internal. Now, my plan, when I hit 145 internal, I'm going to lather these with some stinging hot honey from the Halifax Honey Company. And as you can see there, I've already glazed them up to perfection. It's just going to add that extra little bit of heat, that little sugary goodness from the honey, and it's going to be absolutely delectable. So I'm going to let these sit on here for about a minute or so just to let that honey melt down and spread on. Then we're going to pull these off because we've hit 145 internal, and with a rest, they'll probably come to like 153, 155. So there they are, pulled off, just absolutely delicious. Gave them that little bath in their juice after resting them, and there it is. Look at that char. Look at that. Just, oh, doesn't that look perfect? Like, this is such a unique cut, and it's a great way to present a pork chop to, the people coming over for dinner, your friends, your family. So much fun, so delectable. I love little recipes like this. When my butcher can help me elevate my dinner just by showing me a cool cut, that's a 10 out of 10. That's why I always shout out Vessel Meats. I've tagged them in the description below. Make sure you give them a like and a follow. They're friggin' awesome. Look how juicy and delicious this is. Seriously, perfectly cooked. No lie, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment below. Does this look delectable and like a fun cook? This was an absolute blast for me, so I'm really happy that I got to do it. Thanks again for watching. Stay safe, take care, and don't forget to like and subscribe. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Steak School, my series where I go through all the different cuts of steak and just tell you all about them. Today we're talking about a Delmonico steak. It's seriously a cut that's surrounded with mystery and a whole lot of flavor. Now, I picked this up at my local butcher, Vessel Meats in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And if you're unsure what the Delmonico steak actually is, don't worry, you're not alone. This cut has a bit of a reputation for being hard to pin down, but by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to ask for, how to cook it, and why it deserves a prime spot on your grill. So what is the Delmonico steak? Here's where it gets fun. The term Delmonico steak isn't tied to one specific cut. It originated from Delmonico's restaurant in New York in the 1800s, and over time, different butchers and regions have attached the name to different steaks. Depending on where you are, the Delmonico steak might refer to a boneless ribeye, a chuck-eye steak, a top loin, or even a bone-in strip or sirloin steak. The common denominator is thickness, being juicy and well marbled. That's what matters here. These steaks deliver on flavor and richness. Think of it as the butcher's choice, something bold, beefy, and worth a celebration. The ones I grab from Vessel Meats are the boneless ribeye style Delmonico steaks. They're cut with plenty of marbling, a clean trim, and that signature eye of fat in the middle. That's what we'll be cooking today. So why does a Delmonico steak deserve the spotlight? Well, the flavor. Delmonico steak, especially ribeye based, have deep marbling, resulting in that rich, buttery texture steak lovers crave. It's versatile. You can grill it, pan sear it, reverse sear it. It handles all heat beautifully. The thickness. Delmonicos are usually thick cut. The ones I have today are a little thinner, but normally thick cut, giving you more control over the doneness while being great for building a crust on. A nice salt-based dry rub, 10 out of 10. The premium experience. It's a steakhouse level cut without needing to pay for porterhouse prices. So how do you cook a Delmonico steak? Well, like I said before, it's a high heat lover. It brings out its best when it's seared. So I like to start it off, room temp. Let it rest in the outside of the fridge for at least 30 to 60 minutes before cooking, bringing it up to room temp. Seasoning it generously. If you have a salt-based dry rub, that will probably be best. Oh, buddy. So check this out. If you sear it first or last, both work. That's right. The traditional searing both sides over high heat for 2 to 3 minutes, then finishing it on lower heat until you hit your target temp, like 130, 135. Well, that works perfect, but also a reverse sear. Start it low and slow on a smoker or just off onto the side. Then once it hits 120 internal, sear it off on high heat to build some crust. The rest time, well, usually about 5 to 10 minutes. That helps keep those juices where they belong, in the steak. And when you slice, always slice against the grain for maximum tenderness. So pro tips for the Delmonico perfection. Using a cast iron skillet works amazing, or a grill grate for best searing results. If you finish it with compound butter, it adds an extra layer of richness. And if you baste it, we'll use garlic thyme in that butter in the final minutes of the pan sear and get it extra juicy. So when you're buying a Delmonico steak, it's not a USDA specific standardized cut. So it's important to talk to your butcher. For a ribeye style Delmonico, ask for a boneless ribeye or a chuck eye steak. For a leaner Delmonico, ask for a strip loin or a sirloin cut, bone in if possible. And again, shout out Vessel Meats for having the quality options and knowledgeable staff to know exactly what they're doing when I ask for a Delmonico steak. The bottom line, the Delmonico steak have a few identities, but the experience is always the same. Rich flavor, impressive presentation, and satisfying texture. It's a steak that feels luxurious without being too fussy, and it grills up beautifully with just a little bit of care. So if you're looking to elevate your next cookout, try something with a little history, character, and massive flavor. The Delmonico steak might be perfect for you. So give it a try. You're going to love it. Thanks again for watching. It's your boy Saucy Rossy bringing you to Steak School. I have a ton of Steak School videos already released. Make sure you go check them out now. Oh, buddy, thanks again. Take care. Make sure you like and subscribe and stay safe. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. And today I made a delicious candied cranberry pulled pork sandwich. Holy cow, doesn't that look delicious? Let's jump into this recipe. It's so simple, it's so delicious, and you're really going to enjoy this one. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit those buttons, and comment below. If you've been following my recipes, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. Anyway, let's jump into this. Check out this giant pork shoulder. I'm seasoning it with Frig That's Good seasoning by Maritime Madness. Now, I know that might sound a little bit wacky, but it's a maritime saying because frig, that's good. When we say that, it really means something is absolutely delicious, and this seasoning totally stands out. I really enjoy this Maritime Madness seasoning. I do suggest if you have a chance and it's available to you, you try it out. I'm really enjoying it myself. Anyway, let's fully coat all nooks and crannies on this pork shoulder. Get it fully covered, and let's go ahead and throw it on the pellet smoker. Now today I'm using a blend of oak, hickory, and maple for pellets on my Pit Boss PB150 pellet smoker. Now this works on basically any type of grill. What's important here is how you cook it. Low and slow. I'm running this at 250 degrees, but pork shoulders can go anywhere between 225 and 325. They're pretty robust and good at taking direct heat. You really don't have to worry about them that much. You just want to spritz them every now and then. So that's what I did for this entire cook. I put it directly on the pellet smoker, 250 degrees. As you can see there, it was only 200 because it's still coming up to temp, but there it goes. I'm building that bark. It's looking good. It's been on here for about 2 hours, 3 hours at this point, and I'm spritzing it regularly with apple cider vinegar. For your spritz, you can use water, you can use apple cider vinegar, you can use apple juice, you can use really anything citrusy actually. That's a perfectly fine option. What's really good though is just to make sure you're doing it every 30 minutes to an hour. That way, your pork shoulder doesn't dry out, because that's the last thing you want is dried out pulled pork. But doesn't this look delicious? We're building a delicious bark on the outside. There's some of that rendered fat coming out. The juices are flowing. Seriously, check this out. Holy cow. So we're like 6 or 7 hours into this smoke, and it's just looking amazing. I'm pretty stoked on this. I've got the bark to where I've wanted it. Everything's looking good. It's still looking juicy and tender and delicious. So I go ahead and I wrap this in tin foil and I put it in my oven after this. I put it in the oven at 300 degrees for an additional 3 hours. And that helps all that fat render out and it becomes just mush. Look at that. Look how simple that was. It just shredded apart. So I went ahead and just grabbed my claws, ripped it up to shreds just because it's still kind of hot and these claws really help me get the job done as well. You know, just getting them into all the nooks and crannies, really just trying to make sure we get some nice shredded pulled pork here. Now, pulled pork does need to get mixed around when you do shred it up. Sometimes it can look a little bit dry, but normally all the juices are contained at the bottom of the container. So you just wang jangle it around a little bit and you're good. Anyway, I'm using this Fire Candy Sweet and Hot Candied Cranberry Hot Sauce today, and it's by Maritime Madness as well. And my goodness, is it ever delicious. I really enjoy cranberry with pork. So when I saw this cranberry candied hot sauce, I thought it would be immaculate on pulled pork. So I emptied half the bottle into this pork, then gave it a really good mix. But it honestly wasn't enough, so I went back in with another round. I seriously coated this, drizzled it all over, and it ended up being just so delicious. That heat and that cranberry cuts through the fatty pork and just makes it so delicious. I really enjoyed this cook. It was a 10 out of 10. So I ended up just throwing together some simple pulled pork sandwiches and I emptied off the rest of that candied cranberry hot sauce on it. And my goodness, look at this. Doesn't that just look fantastic, delicious, and just full for your gut? Man, I love barbecue. It's just so good. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you liked and subscribed. If you enjoyed this video, please comment below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Ugh, guys, I'm just really enjoying cooking lately, so thanks again. Take care and stay safe. Barbecue for life. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I got a special treat for you. My buddy brought me a tuna steak he caught fresh out of the Atlantic Ocean on his way sailing back from Bermuda. So I thought I'd hit with some Heath Riles garlic butter seasoning and just see how delicious it turns out. And guess what? It was absolutely incredible. As well, I just want to show you guys a sneak peek of where I'm from. From Atlantic Canada, literally the most beautiful place on earth. I mean, by all means, argue below in the comments. Try and tell me somewhere that's more gorgeous than Atlantic Canada. Anyway, for now though, check out this seasoned to perfection tuna steak ready to go on my Pit Boss pellet smoker. And bud, I just can't wait. Now today, I'm using a blend of oak, hickory, and maple. Now, when you smoke fish, normally you should use fruit woods, but maple, oak, it's going to be fine. Some hickory. It ended up being absolutely delicious. But check out this little steak. Man, this tuna steak was just so perfectly formed. Being fresh from the ocean, this was an absolute treat. And I really appreciate that my friend gave me the opportunity to smoke this. It was such a cool experience. I mean, look at this view. This is the life I live, bud. Seriously. Holy. So we're just going to run this low and slow. Nothing too specific. Just around 225, 250. Don't go higher than that. Tuna is something that will cook very quick, and it's very easy to dry out. Once you hit about that 140 range, you're done, son. No seeds in the bun. There's no coming back. I don't know what to say other than just, keep it low and slow. And once you hit about 120 internal, that's when it's time to pull it off. Now, personally, what I think the best option is you pull it off and slice it almost into like puck-like, shapes, just things people can pick up and just dip into a sauce, something simple. This is one of those things that I'm probably going to put out at my next get-together I have at my house because it was just so delectable and delicious. Look, guys, this is a short and sweet recipe. There's nothing to it. You just season up the tuna and you cook it to the right temperature. It's really not that complicated. And don't let me forget, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. It means a lot. Make sure you follow me on socials. I'm on TikTok and Instagram as well. Take care, stay safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks again for watching my recipe video. Go enjoy yourself some tuna, and remember, barbecue for life. Welcome back to another episode of Simple Sides, where I try and show you all the best delicious recipes that you can make for your next barbecue outing, where you have all your buddies over, you make a lot of delicious food, and everyone tells you how amazing of a cook you are. And today we're talking about pasta salad, specifically a dill creamy pasta salad. Let's jump right into this recipe. What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, and I went out to my garden and got some delicious fresh dill. Just look at this. I gave it a quick rough chop, nothing too serious. I really wanted it to be prominent and visible in this pasta salad. Then next, I grabbed some delicious red onion and just sliced it up. Honestly, you can slice this red onion up however you'd like. It's really not that big of a deal. But just make sure you're, getting good slices or dicing it finely. We want it to be thin. We don't want major crunch, but if crunch is your game with onion, go right ahead and keep it a little thicker. That's perfectly fine. Again, I only put 2 of these little red onions in, nothing too crazy. Then some delicious little cherry tomatoes. These are locally grown at my farmer's market. I picked them up at Noggin's food stand and they were just spectacular. I also picked up a silly little red pepper there. I'm just slicing it, nothing too crazy. I'm going to just put it into thirds and then break those down into little sticks and then break those down to little cubes. Pretty straightforward. Just want them little bite-sized morsels, nothing too overpowering here. Next, we're going to throw all those ingredients I just showed you into a bowl together and give them a good mix, a good wang jangle, a good, throwing around. Now, I did forget to throw in some pickles, so let's quickly chop those up, add them into the bowl, wang jangle those around too, and there we have it. We've pretty much got everything prepared except for our sauce and our noodles. Now, let's move over to the sauce. This sauce is super basic, simple, and easy. It's 1 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and a half a tablespoon of sugar, and I just give it a really good mix. Then I'm using these spiral noodles today. Truth be told, I don't know what type of noodles these are actually called. I think it might be rigatoni, but I actually don't know and I didn't Google it. But that's why I like them, because they have spirals and they can really catch and hold sauce. So then we go ahead, pour all that sauce that we put in here into the bowl, we just mix it all together with our big spoon. That is literally the entire recipe, guys. And this makes a delicious, creamy dill pasta salad that you can whip up at your barbecue. I mean, imagine this and some ribs or like a delicious burger or something. Oh, buddy, this would be absolutely delicious. I'm serious. You should seriously try this. So basic, so easy, and it's actually magnificent. No lie. Oh, bud. 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This recipe's so basic, we can end it here. Make sure you like and subscribe. Watch my other videos and check me out on Instagram and TikTok. Take care. What's up, y'all? Today we're talking about bone-in pork belly on the barbecue. This is such a fun cook. It's so unique too. You're not finding bone-in pork belly at the grocery store. You got to go to a specialty butcher to ask for something delicious like this. So let's start from the top. It's your boy Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. And today I got this bone-in pork belly from my local butcher, Vessel Meats, located in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. You can check the description below if you want to subscribe to them here on YouTube. I highly recommend you do. They're pretty badass butchers. Holy cow. So I went in there the other day and I asked them for a delicious cut with lots of marbling and fat on it. And instantly they knew right away I needed to smoke a bone-in pork belly. So I took it home and just seasoned it to perfection. Using Unreal Pepper Rub by Maritime Madness, I fully coated every single nook and cranny. Then I got my Napoleon charcoal grill set up using the snake method and some delicious hickory wood. I love hickory smoke on pork. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think more people should be using hickory, but that's another topic. And all I'm doing, I'm just letting this ride along on indirect heat, putting it in the center so that snake method just kind of burns all those charcoals right around the exterior. Now, you would have saw I had hickory lumps of wood just kind of spread throughout. That's going to add that hickory smoke I was mentioning and really set this pork up for pure perfection and deliciousness. So how long did I smoke this? Well, I'm running it at about 275 and I smoked it in total about 6 or 7 hours. I really wanted to get a nice bark on there. I also braised it for a little bit. You'll see that here in just a split second using some delicious, oh, look at that thing topple over there, using some delicious pineapple Tropicana. I just splashed some over the top and I put in a very small amount in the bottom. Then I just simply wrapped it in tinfoil tight, then put a second layer over top a little more loose. And what this is going to do is it's just going to help render out some of that fat. It's really going to help us get what we're looking for, the perfect cook on this. Just holy cow. Let it just go along and just cook perfectly. It's going to be absolutely delectable. Now, once you've hit this point where you've had it braising for about an hour or two, you're going to remove that tinfoil on the top and let that smoke kind of get that bark finished up. It's going to be just a 10 out of 10. And this is the result, that delicious hunk of meat that I showed you earlier. Doesn't this look absolutely spectacular? Let's go ahead and slice into this bad boy right between those two bones. And holy cow, this is going to be delicious as I bite into it. We got a serious bark on there. There's tons of marbling, that fat running through this cut. Now look, I get it. Some people don't like fatty cuts of meat. I do.
I'm super into it. I really enjoy it. And oh my goodness, every single bite here was scrumptious. If you're wondering how I actually ate it, I sliced it in half like this. And it basically gave me this mega rib along with some pork belly bites. Now, truth be told, normally my pork belly bites are a little more cooked than this, but I don't mind. This was so ooey gooey and delicious. Every single morsel and bite was just a 10 out of 10. I keep saying that, but it's honest to God the truth. Now, here's the serious test about the ribs. If you shake it, does the meat fall off? It doesn't. And that's exactly what I want to see. Then went back, squeezed into this little pork belly bite, and oh my gosh, look at that rendered fat just squeezing all over. It's just absolutely delicious. I can't wait to dive in. Seriously, I ate like half of this instantly and then the other half after. Now, look, I shook that and said it doesn't fall off the bone, but you're damn right, it pulls off the bone with almost no effort. No lie, guys. This was a 10 out of 10. Plated up with some delicious pasta salad. Oh, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. Really enjoy putting out these recipe videos. Make sure you like and subscribe. Enjoy my content. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok. Take care and stay safe.
What's up, gang? It's your boy Saucy Rossy. Look at this delicious rack of ribs, but the star here is that finishing butter. I made this unbelievable compound butter. I'm going to tell you all about it so you can make it at home. So simple and delicious. I mean, check out these cool ingredients. Some roasted garlic, bone marrow, and pepper apocalypse by Rudy's Authentic Hot Sauce. Look at that list. That's insane. Probably the most dangerous ingredient I've ever worked with. And I'm really excited just to show you what I did with it. So starting off, I picked up these delicious pieces of bone marrow from my local butcher Vessel Meats, and I just was just really excited to make a finishing butter. So I grabbed some chili lime sea salt from the South Shore Sea Salt Company. I really like that color there, and I gave it a quick spritzel over top. I guess I'm using the word spritzel. I don't think it's a real word, but it just means fully cover the top. Nothing too crazy here, but make sure you do season it well. Another option if you didn't have chili would just be salt and pepper. That's perfectly fine when you smoke some bone marrow. So that's what we're doing here. We're just going to put this on, season it lightly, pat that in. You can check it out. Doesn't that look absolutely incredible? The color on these is so intense. We're just going to set that to the side now, okay? Next, you're going to grab 2 cloves of garlic, and we're just going to, actually, these are bulbs of garlic, not cloves. We're going to slice off the top. We're going to take more of that chili lime sea salt. I'm just going to put it right on there, and then I have some oil that I put on my fingers, and I just kind of drizzle it in. Where I have the rubber glove on, I find that sanitary. So yeah, just drizzle that in, and then wrap it in some tin foil. Next, we're going to throw this on the smoker low and slow at 250 degrees with a mix of hickory, oak, and maple pellets. It's going to be absolutely delectable. Now check this out. I'm just letting it ride. Now here's a little tip. You'll see a little bit later in the video, I put tin foil underneath the bone marrow as it starts rendering down because I didn't actually want to lose that much of it. I haven't done it just yet, but recognize it here in a second. You definitely want to wrap it a little earlier than I did. I did lose a little bit of the bone marrow juice, but not that big of a deal because I still had lots of it to add in. So check it out. After about an hour and a half, it looked like this. Holy cow. I let it ride for about 2 hours total. Oh man, it was absolutely delectable. Just it smelt so good. It looked absolutely delicious. I tapped it with my finger and gave it a little taste, and boy, oh boy, it was so beefy and diabolical. A 10 out of 10. So at this point, we've got everything smoked and rendered down. I pull out that garlic and just mash it out with my hand into a bowl. Next, I grab the bone marrow and I take a spoon and I just run it right along to mix it in as well. Don't forget to take the tin foil you were resting that bone marrow in and also pour in that juice. That tallow that rendered out is absolutely delectable. You want to make sure to add it in. Now that we got both the garlic and the bone marrow together, take a fork and just kind of quickly run through it. Next, we're going to use probably the most dangerous ingredient I've ever used. Pepper Apocalypse by Rudy's Authentic Hot Sauces. Look at that list. Trinidad Scorpion, Dragon's Breath, Apocalypse, Death Spiral, Armageddon, Jay's Peach Ghost, But Jalaki Ghost. This is seriously intense. If you like hot sauce, if you like heat,
This is easily the hottest thing I've ever had my hands on. I've tried a lot of hot sauces, like the Last Dab from Hot Ones, as well as, well, what is it? I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's number 8 on Hot Ones. Da Bomb Beyond Insanity. That stuff's just literally smoke and spice, like what do you call that? Extract. It's disgusting. But this stuff, it's way hotter and it actually tastes delicious. No lie, guys. If you like heat, you need to try this. It's seriously amazing. Then I took an entire block of cow's unsalted butter and just worked it in. As you can see here, I got it just all worked in there perfectly. You can hardly even see the bone marrow, the garlic. Well, actually, you can completely see the bone marrow, garlic, and that hot sauce in there. But, oh, buddy, this was absolutely smelling perfect. So next, all you got to do is just take some saran wrap and form it into the shape you want, and then just refrigerate it. Just roll it out, almost like you're rolling a little doobie or something. Nothing too crazy. Oh, buddy, this is just spectacular, right? Make a little tube, make it into a ball like this, whatever you want. All you need to do is throw it into the fridge and let it harden up. Then I always suggest portioning it out and throwing it into the freezer. It will last for months in there. So what I did was I cooked some beef ribs, simply plated it up with some of this butter that I made, and just let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes once it came off. Doesn't that look insane? That butter ran all over it, all throughout. So let's go ahead, slice in. You can see how juicy, loosey this beef rib looks. That smoke ring on there. There's bark on the outside with that SPG rub. And then that delicious butter, just front row center, ready to add that delicious heat. Look, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. You can always join my membership. It's a new feature available on my channel. There's lots to come. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Join my community of home cooks. Take care and stay safe. What's up? What's up? It's your main man, Saucy Rossy, back with another episode of Steak School. So welcome back. And today we're talking about one of the most iconic and dependable cuts out there, the strip loin steak. Whether you know it as a New York strip, a Kansas City strip, or a sirloin strip, this cut is a Steakhouse favorite for a reason. It's tender, it's flavorful, and it's got that perfect balance between chew and richness that makes it a go-to for grilling. Now, the strip loin comes from the short loin of the cow, same neighborhood as the tenderloin, but the strip packs in way more flavor thanks to its marbling. It's not as fatty as a ribeye, but it's got just enough intermuscular fat to stay juicy, especially when you cook it right. Now, if you check that fat cap out along the edge, don't cut it off. That's where the magic happens. It renders down when you're using a grill or a frying pan, and it's so good for basting, and it helps build a killer crust. So for this cook, I'm using Maritime Madness Dry Rub, specifically their Mighty Mesquite seasoning. It's smoky, savory, and has just the right amount of punch to complement the strip loin without overpowering it. I give this steak a generous coat of the rub and let it rest while the grill preheats. Okay, so I'm cooking this on my gas grill today, specifically my Napoleon Phantom Prestige 500 gas grill. But this works also in a frying pan or really on any grill that you're using. So let's go ahead and get it nice and hot. We're looking to get that good sear on both sides. The key is to let the meat do its thing. We're not flipping it every 30 seconds. We're giving it time to build that crust. Now, for doneness, I'm taking this one to medium rare, right around 135 internal after resting. That's where I think the strip loin really shines. You keep that tenderness and that fat's had time to melt down just enough. Once it's off the grill, we're going to let it rest, minimum 5 minutes, but ideally closer to 10. That's non-negotiable if you want those juices to stay in the steak and not all over your cutting board. So when you slice into it, you get that classic Steakhouse cross section. Juicy center, charred edges, and a flavor profile that's bold, balanced, and satisfying. So here's your steak school takeaway. Strip loin is a great all-around steak. tender, beefy, and versatile. That fat cap, well, it's your built-in flavor tool. A good dry rub, like Mighty Mesquite from Maritime Madness, adds depth without drowning the meat. Cooking it hot and fast, resting it properly, and enjoying every bite is mandatory. So whether you're a seasoned grill vet or just getting into steak, the strip loin is one of those cuts you can always count on, and it absolutely earns a place in your rotation. Check it out. Okay, so like my actual deep thoughts though on strip loin, oh, it's amazing. I really enjoy this cut. It's usually priced really well, and it's one of those steaks that everyone enjoys. You know, if you like steak, you like a strip loin. It's not over fatty, but it's still packing flavor. It comes out so juicy, tender, and delicious. Like, look at that. Doesn't that just look fantastic? Don't you want to stuff that right in your mouth and just go to town, bud? Every time I see a strip loin like this, I get really excited. Now, I picked this strip loin up from my local butcher, Vessel Meats in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. I think that's really important to shout them out. They're a whole animal butcher, and I think they just do great things over there. It's so nice to know that the animals I'm consuming lived a great life. That's important to me, and I think it should be important to absolutely everyone. It really ups the quality of the meat you're eating. That's why these steaks just taste so fantastic. Holy cow. Now, I'll jump into a little self-promotion here. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. My name's Saucy Rossy, and I'm the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. I got tons of playlists on all kinds of different things, but if you like this Steak School series, make sure you go check out my Steak School playlist. You will friggin' love it. Holy cow. Check this out. Juicy, tender, moist, delicious. Crossing off every checkbox simply. I'm really thrilled with this cook. It was absolutely delectable. I got a serious crust on there from those grill grates. This was nice and juicy. There's some fat running through it, just a little bit, enough to really add in that delicious perfection. And you can see me just excited here, slicing into it more and more, glaring in at those juices, bud. Holy cow. This was a lot of fun, guys. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment below how you feel about steak. Did I cook this right? Did I do it wrong? What do you think? Just let me know, and make sure you go check out my other Steak School videos. They're just a 10 out of 10. You take care, stay safe, and have a wonderful day. Thanks again for watching.
What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, and today I smoked some delicious Asian-inspired pork belly short ribs. These were absolutely delectable. I sourced them from my local butcher, Vessel Meats. They were just a 10 out of 10. The marbling and the fat content in these were immaculate. I mean, there you go. This was what I started out with. My local butcher, Vessel Meats, suggested I try this cut. It's absolutely delectable, and I'm one of those guys that enjoys fatty pieces of meat. So I thought to myself, I gotta give this a go. Like, seriously, look at that marbling throughout. Oh, buddy, this is a pasture-raised pig. No hormones, no antibiotics, just purely delicious pork, raised happy and healthy. That's what I want. So I thought I'd section these up because, these huge slabs were kind of wild. And I cut them up. I tried to keep about 3 or 4 bones in each section that I sliced into. Now, I looked up this recipe online for Asian-inspired pork belly short ribs, and that's what I followed here. So starting off, we're just going to go ahead and get a bag and throw all these in. Now, the recipe called for Worcestershire sauce, but I thought I'd just use some W sauce by Baron Burton's. It's pretty much the exact same thing, and I really enjoy this flavor. Then I threw in some Halifax Honey Company's stinging hot honey. This stuff is amazing, and if you've never tried it, you are missing out. I strongly suggest you check them out online. Then I threw in a little bit of soy sauce, and then some chili flakes and a little bit of garlic as well, just diced up. Now, if you're familiar with my YouTube channel, then you know exactly what I'm about to do. We're going to throw these in the bag and seriously wang jangle these all over. Wang jangling is a way of life and super important in my kitchen. It helps me fully coat everything. And as you can see here, these are just glazed to perfection, fully coated and ready to go on the grill. I mean, no lie. I let these sit in the fridge maybe an hour or two to let them soak in those juices before throwing them on my pellet smoker. Now I'm running my pellet smoker low and slow today, about 250 degrees, and I'm using a blend of oak, maple, and hickory. Holy, I really enjoy that blend with pork. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm just going to let these ride. Holy cow, just letting those fat caps melt down and just kind of baste these as it goes. As you can see, I did slice into the fat cap throughout this just to help render it down a little bit, but we need to render it down way more than this. Holy cow, though, guys. Like, I'm just letting this go low and slow, like I said, at 250 degrees, and just probably for about 3 to 4 hours total. Now, it's important. You need to understand. Patience is the name of the game with low and slow barbecue. You don't want to rush things. We just want everything tacking up, building an insane bark, and just becoming delectable. Now, if you think this is cool, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll take that moment right now and just remind you, I'm the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I'm always dropping these delicious recipes. I mean, look at that red mahogany color on this. Doesn't it look incredible, juicy, and just delicious? So I pulled them off, put them in a tinfoil tray with some butter and more of that hot honey by the Halifax Honey Company, because I seriously think that's the best way to flavor these. Then I'm going to throw it with some tin foil on top and then put it back on the smoker for about another hour. And this is the result. Just delicious bone-in pork belly short ribs, glazed to perfection. Look at that mahogany color. Doesn't that look immaculate? My goodness. And just ripping into this. They're juicy, succulent, delicious, moist, tender. Oh, buddy, I can't wait to just eat dinner tonight. This was just a 10 out of 10. Oh, no lie. I'm blown away with that mahogany color, that delicious layer of glaze over top. Seriously perfect, serious perfection. Oh, thanks so much for taking the time to watch my recipe. Remember, I'm always dropping new recipes, so like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. It's totally worth it. You're going to have a great time. And if you have any suggestions on what recipes I should try next, let me know in the comments below. I'm dying to cook up some new food, so let's chat about it. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day. Check out these delicious grilled chicken wings on my Napoleon charcoal grill. Man, this is what barbecue is all about. And I'm going to walk you through absolutely everything here, including the delicious hot sauce I added on at the end. These were fantastic. Happy you joined in for the fun. Come on along for the ride. Smash those buttons. You know what's up. Like and subscribe. It's your boy Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Let's talk about these delectable chicken wings. Man, look at that char. Isn't that impressive? So starting off, I seasoned them with some Sassy chicken dry rub from the Royal Nova Company. Royal Nova Company is based out of New Brunswick, specifically Quispam Sis. This is in Canada, and they make some fantastic seasonings. Now, if you're new to the channel, you know exactly what I'm going in here to do. We're going to fully season these and we're going to wang jangle them around. That's real important. Just mixing them all over, coating every nook and cranny of these chicken wings, because they're absolutely going to be delectable and delicious. But one thing that's really important with chicken wings is they have skin on them. So you really want to make sure you cover every nook and cranny. I even know some people that go to the extremes and pulling back the skin, seasoning, and pushing it back over. And that's perfectly fine. If you really want to go that deep in there, go right ahead. But personally, I think just a couple quick coats of this Sassy chicken while wang jangling around is probably more than enough. So here I am, just giving it a good quick mix, just making sure everything's fully coated. I'll grab a wing here and just show you what I mean. Check that out. Doesn't that look delectable? Fully seasoned. We got nice little clumps on there. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Holy cow, these are ready to go on my charcoal grill. So like I said, I'm using my Napoleon charcoal grill, and that's mainly because I really like the cast iron grill grates that are available inside of it. I find they're fantastic for chicken wings. Now, as you can see down below, there's kind of charcoal spread out everywhere. I'm doing a one zone cook here, just charcoal is spread all over the bottom. I also have a hunk of hickory wood in there. It's from
Furtado Farms, and that's going to let me just get that nice little, smoky hickory note on these chicken wings. So every 10 or 15 minutes or so, I'm going out there and I'm just rotating everything. That's super important here. You don't want to burn. You don't want to over char. That's really important to pay attention to. And so I always recommend people go, every 10 minutes or so and give them a quick rotate. And as you just continue doing that, they're going to get this unbelievable char built up on there. It's going to look gorgeous. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And it's going to add a real nice depth of flavor to these chicken wings. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So one thing I'm really hyped up about with this charcoal grill is the ability to just throw in a wood chunk down below. You can actually see it burning there a little bit. And man, oh man, did it ever impart a nice hickory smoke flavor over these chicken wings. I was really impressed, to be completely honest with you, man. But this was so simple, yet so delicious. Holy cow. And you can see on some of those little drums and wing flats there that there's a little bit of oil, kind of like the fat juices are really starting to crisp up. This is a sign that we're basically done cooking them. But you know me, I'm always checking with a meat thermometer. I'm looking for 165 internal. Now with chicken wings though, you can actually go up towards 180 or 190 if you really want it to be like that fall off the bone meat. Personally, I like my chicken wings closer to 180. You can go up to 190, but at that point, it's kind of just it just literally falls off, even with your fingers grabbing it. So I always like to get this nice level of char, let them sit there, and then, bring them to that right temperature. So once they are cooked, that's when you can pull them off. And preferably at this point, I think it's the best time for saucing. They're still warm. That sauce is going to, catch that heat and, loosen up, but it's still going to fully coat everything. There's a quick glance at the chicken wing before we add some sauce. I thought it looked pretty good, but today I'm using Spicy Boys, the Vicious Veteran. This hot sauce is absolutely delectable, and it's also from the Spicy Boys, which are based out of, I think it's Fredericton, New Brunswick, if not Quispam Sis. But either way, they're located in the same area as Royal Nova Company. I thought this would match perfectly together, So hey, we all know what I'm doing here on this channel. We're wang jangling this sauce all over these chicken wings, and they end up just becoming delectable and delicious. No lie, guys, this recipe is pretty basic and pretty simple, but it will get you some killer chicken wings on the barbecue. So make sure you like and subscribe if you like this recipe. Let me know in the comments below, and just hell yeah, chicken wings are so delicious and delectable. I really enjoy this. So let me know if you try this out yourself. Make sure you check out both Royal Nova Company and Spicy Boys. They make great products. And remember, barbecue for life. Welcome back to Steak School. It's your boy, Saucy Rossy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today, we're diving into one of the most underrated flavor-packed cuts in the butcher shop, the skirt steak. At first glance, this cut might not win any beauty contests. It's long, flat, and has a rugged look to it. Lots of visible grain. But don't let that throw you off. This steak delivers massive beefy flavor and, when cooked right, is incredibly tender and juicy. The skirt steak comes from the plate section of the cow, just below the rib cage near the belly. It's a working muscle, which means it's more connective tissue and coarser texture. But that's exactly where all the flavor lies. In fact, the skirt steak often brings more umami and richness than ribeye or strip loin. It's one of those cuts where a little care goes a long way. Now let's talk cooking. The skirt steak shines when it's cooked hot and fast. This isn't a low and slow kind of cut. You want your grill, in this case my Napoleon charcoal grill, absolutely ripping hot. A few minutes per side is all it will take. You're aiming for that medium rare to medium, no further. Anything past medium and it starts to tighten up and lose that tender bite. Before it hits the grill, prep is key. Some skirt steaks will come with a thin silver skin or a membrane still on one side. That needs to come off. It's tough and it won't render down. If you're lucky enough, like me, and have a solid butcher like Vessel Meats located here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, then usually that's just taken care of for you. As for seasoning, simplicity wins. I used Ancho Americano by Whiskey Bent Barbecue. It's a bold, smoky, dry rub that brings a touch of heat and a lot of depth without covering up that natural beef flavor. Just a light coat is enough. Remember, skirt steak doesn't need a lot to shine. Once you've got a solid sear on both sides and hit that perfect internal temp, let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes. This helps the juices redistribute through the meat so every bite stays juicy. Now, here's the most important part, the slicing. The grain on a skirt steak is very pronounced. Always slice against the grain, meaning perpendicular to those vertical muscle fibers. If you slice with the grain, you'll end up with long, chewy strands. Cut across them, and you'll get tender, flavorful pieces every time. Skirt steak is incredibly versatile. Serve it straight up with chimichurri or salsa verde, tuck it in with tacos or fajitas, or slice it for steak sandwiches. It's quick to cook, easy on the budget, and if you know what you're doing, it punches way above its weight class. That's it for this round of Steak School. If you've been loving these steaks tips, barbecue content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment below and let me know, and follow along on Instagram and TikTok. You can get me at Saucy Rossy BBQ for more cooks, rub reviews, behind the scenes grilling action, recipes, how-tos, tips and tricks, all that kind of stuff. So go ahead, hit those buttons, like and subscribe. And thanks again for watching. Take care and stay safe. And always remember, barbecue for life.
What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, and today I'm going to walk you through how to smoke halibut perfectly. I'm from Nova Scotia. I really feel like I just know everything there is to do about this fish. So let's talk about it. Let me run you through everything and just help you out with some guidance here. Make sure you smash those buttons, like and subscribe, join my community of home cooks, hit that bell if you want to be notified, all that stuff. So I'm out here in Prospect Bay. It's in Nova Scotia. It's the home of the rum runners. And Bud, we have the Pit Boss running at $2.75 today. Now, I have 4 unbelievably beautiful pieces of halibut here. Just look at those. 3 of them are skin on. 1 of them is just a fillet that doesn't have any skin. Holy cow. This is going to be amazing. So today I used garden herb seasoning by Maritime Madness. This stuff is absolutely fantastic and it speaks perfectly when applied to fish. I really enjoy it. It has such a good note for seasoning, but it does not overpower the fish and just flavor it right out of there. Like, this was delectable, and all I had to do was bring it up to about 135 internal, basically between 135 and 140, and that will get you that juicy, flaky, almost like pillow-like consistency. Like if you take a fork and push down on it, it will almost like push back by re-inflating. It's so unbelievably tender and moist. I really enjoy this fish, and I think more people should smoke it. Halibut's one of those fish where it's white that a lot of people will pan fry, and personally, I love a good pan-fried halibut. I will never complain. However, smoking halibut might be a little bit better. It's so tender, moist, and succulent. It just flakes apart, and it's just perfect. But it's really important that you pay full attention. You do not, oh, by the way, check out that fishing vessel. That's pretty cool. You do not want to overcook your halibut on the smoker. That's serious. It will become very rubbery. If you go up past like 145, yeah, that won't be the most enjoyable. But this halibut, when it's like 135, 140, is just incredible. I was blown away by both the seasoning and just the protein itself. I really, really enjoyed this meal, and I had the chance to actually feed a couple of other people, and I got some pretty positive feedback on it. Absolutely everyone was just thrilled with the dinner that we had. We all had a really nice time getting to eat here down by the bay and just, enjoy a beautiful Nova Scotian day. It was really, really nice. So this is about where I got it. When I pulled it off, it looked like this. You can see that fat kind of rendering out of the fish. That's what we want to be looking for. Fat breaks down and collagen breaks down around 140 and 160. So this is perfect. And then I plated it up with a delicious feta watermelon salad, some grilled peppers, cherry tomatoes, and a potato salad, and it really made the day. So thanks again for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, stay safe, and have a wonderful day. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, and today I made seek kebabs using a little spice kit from a local company here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And I'm pretty stoked. I'm a white guy and I made some delectable Indian food. Now let's talk about it. Make sure you like and subscribe, slam that button to get notifications, all that stuff I'm supposed to say, and just come on along. We'll go through this recipe. Starting off, simple. Ground beef. I'm just using medium ground beef here in this spice kit seek kebab mix. Authentic Indian spices. Like, this is going to help me out so much because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to cooking Indian food. So I followed the package. It just said to add in the mix with the ground beef and a little bit of cheese, and then just kind of mix everything together. So I wanted to fully incorporate it. You know my style. I wang jangle it, and then I basically get the kebab ready. Forming a kebab is something you have to be gentle with. I learned that the hard way here. This took 2 or 3 tries, but hey, don't judge me. Next, I went over to the Napoleon charcoal grill. Now, I have this thing rip-roaring hot, okay? Like, with the lid closed, it's up around 700 degrees. I really got that coal bed fully ready for some grilling. I let it also kind of sit there for a little bit to make sure I got that cast iron grill grate really hot as well. Then threw them directly on and then just paid attention. We want to move them every few moments. That's really important here. With this high of heat, it's very easy to burn your meat, especially with the cheese in there. And the recipe called for a little bit of oil that I brushed over top of this. Not much at all because it is regular ground beef and there is cheese in there. However, I still did it. And man, oh man, were those flames ever dancing. I mean, just look at this. Smoky, delicious. Oh, buddy, this smelt so good while I was forming that char on these seek kebabs. I really had a nice time grilling this. I always enjoy a good recipe that allows the flames to come up and kiss the meat like this. You got to be cautious. High heat, it can get intense. I mean, just look at that flame coming up. But man, oh man, did it ever add some delicious char. The spices, toasted perfectly. The meat cooked through correctly. This was exciting. So this is near the end here. I thought I'd show this off. This was a pretty intense shot. Seriously grilling those seek kebabs off. But I had a blast with this and I'm pretty stoked. Anyway, so just paying attention to these almost like they're a hamburger. You want to make sure it's cooked through properly, and then just pulling off accordingly. And as you can see here, those flames are coming up, kissing. I knew that we were doing good here. I couldn't really see any pink or anything remaining, so I pulled it off and then went on with a little bit of naan. Now, you may have not known this, but you can 100% use your barbecue to cook some naan bread. I mean, look at those cross hatch marks that I got on this from my grill. I think that looks spectacular. So here it is all plated up. I got those kebabs with some greens over top for a little bit of color, some pickled onion. We got the naan bread on there, and there's one thing remaining, a little bit of mango chutney just to add in there to really get that flavor pop. This was such a delicious little meal. Absolutely scrumptious, and most of all, it was simple to make. I mean, just check out this seek kebab. We got some char on there, but it's cooked through perfectly, complemented by those herbs. We have the sauce with the pickled onions. This is going to be a flavor combination I can't wait to have. Oh, buddy. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Oh yeah, check out those grill marks. Those are insane. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that button if you want to be notified, all that kind of stuff. Comment below if you like Indian food, if you ever tried barbecuing it, all those kind of things. Also, just take care, stay safe, and thanks again for watching. Have a great day. So I had a really cool experience while I attended a local Kansas City Barbecue Society sanctioned event. I got to meet Michelle, the owner of R&R Smokers based out of Quispamsis. He's the guy that built my custom offset smoker, and I'm really happy I got to put a face to the name. Until now, it was just phone calls with me speaking with Michelle, and he was willing to let me take a look at this. It's called the Meat Missile, and it is absolutely intense. It's a 1,000-gallon custom built offset smoker, and I had the privilege of cooking on this for a little bit. Man, I'm really excited about my growth in the barbecue community. Just a couple years ago, the biggest grill I ever used was a 4-burner gas grill, and now look at me. I'm on a real wood fire offset smoker, 1,000 gallons. This thing is next level, and you can just clearly see here that craftsmanship by R&R Smokers. Holy cow. This meat missile is seriously what I have been dreaming about my whole life. Never thought those words would be coming out of my mouth, but here they are. Anyway, check this out. I love that rustic rust look to it. It's still clean, even though it has that kind of coloring to it. Something about it just makes me feel like the barbecue is going to be even better, you know? Oh, buddy, I just really enjoy cool craftsmanship like this, and specifically R&R Smokers is based out of Atlanta, Canada, which, makes me proud. I love seeing custom built smokers, custom built barbecues, and just solutions that you can use at home. So if you're in Atlanta, Canada, or really anywhere and are interested in a custom built smoker, I suggest you start by looking at R&R Smokers. They make some unbelievable smokers, as well as these live fire tables you can see right there. And no lie, if you're looking for a custom built smoker this size, don't worry. You can still use it to cook for yourself at home. Here's a single rack of ribs cooking on it. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously though, guys, I strongly suggest you check out R&R Smokers. Their custom craftsmanship's awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's your boy Saucy Rossy. And remember, barbecue for life. I was hanging out at my local Kansas City Barbecue Society sanctioned event. I met Michelle from R&R Smokers there, and he brought me through all his pieces of equipment. And this is one of the pieces that I got really excited about, a live fire cooking table. Now he has two versions here. As you can see, one is just clearly the grill grate on top for some cooking, getting some glizzies on there, lots of hot dogs or sausages. That would be awesome. Then he has this other version of it, which can take attachments. You can see here, there's the dangling Dutch oven. We got the food grate there, but there would be other things, like you could have a big pig sitting over this to live fire smoke it. There's so many cool options, so many different things you could do with this. My first thought is having this set up directly next to my offset smoker so I can shovel out some coals, get this nice and hot, and then just live fire cook right there, roasting some skin on some chicken, searing off a tri-tip after you smoke it low and slow to about 120. That reverse sear would be immaculate. But oh man, I think these live fire tables are really cool and unique. They're definitely an upcoming thing in backyard barbecue, and I think I might want to get one into my hands. I'm really intrigued. Like, my mind is just racing. The different cuts of beef and steaks you could cook on here. Some hot dogs would be amazing. Even if just making some sausages and then grilling them off on here, all of that would be a blast. Not to mention burgers as well. We can't forget about them. Oh, buddy. Seriously, if you're into barbecue like I am, check out live fire tables from R&R Smokers. I'm always impressed by all this cool equipment. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I'm here with Michelle from R&R Smokers, and we're just here in front of the Meat Missile. I mean, look at this thing. It reminds me of me in high school. Check it out. Up here with his sign, custom built. What, man?
I love it.
This thing's absolutely gorgeous. It's, just running right now. We have constant temps across this entire thing, but we'll get into that in here just in a minute. I wanted to introduce Michelle. Michelle is a local Atlantic Canadian king of custom craftsmanship. It's absolutely legit. He builds beautiful offset smokers, custom built. You can get custom orders put in. You should totally look him up online. He also makes open fire tables.
Yes.
They're gorgeous. He has competition drum smokers and signature series offset smokers. So I just want to take a moment and just check out these awesome pieces of equipment. What's up, Michelle? How you doing?
So happy to be here, my friend. Just cooking our brains out.
Yeah, man. So I personally have one of your smokers. I think it's roughly about a 180 gallon, and it's friggin' awesome. And the second I knew you were down here at a local competition in Nova Scotia, I knew I had to come down, meet in person, and just tell you how pumped I was about your product.
Oh, we're so happy to meet you in person and glad you're loving the smoker, man.
Yeah, man, it's absolutely
tons of fun.
gorgeous.
Nothing like live fire.
Yeah, man. And that's what I was just going to say. I see these live fire tables. I'll show them here in just a second, some B-roll. But, like, they're just gorgeous. I see these additional attachments that you got on the go. I would imagine you probably have a whole lineup coming out with just all kinds of accessories, eh?
Yeah, so the live fire table is kind of the thing that we're excited about most right now. So it's going to be modular. Everything. It can be a Santa Maria. It can be a pig roaster, rotisserie.
Nice.
You can slay 2 pigs on it.
Wow.
It's everything you can. Basically, everyone that purchased a Santa Maria from us always came up with a different story of what they planned on doing with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I wanted to create a basic universal platform that someone can get into at a reasonable price and then build up from there. And then as they grow with their barbecue, because I know how I cook now is not how I cooked 5 years ago.
Sure.
The smoker can grow with them, right? It can be a smoker, a Q, open fire pit, which is really on trend right now. I mean, there's nothing like salt, pepper, and fire.
I mean, I'm looking at this thing. It's gorgeous. Again, I'll show you it here in a second. I want one of these.
It's a teaser.
Yeah, it's an absolute tease. You're seeing this in person. But no lie, guys. My personal experience with an R&R offset smoker has been fantastic. And one thing I'll just mention about it is the gorgeous craftsmanship. It's seriously quality steel. The welds that I'm seeing on there are beautiful. I mean, I'm no metal worker, but it's clear that you guys know what you're doing. It's gorgeous, man. I really like that work. And just standing here, this is called the meat missile, guys. We got 4 separate chambers. What is this, 500 gallon?
1,000 gallons.
1,000 gallons.
Yeah,
I don't even, there you go. I don't even know what I'm talking
biggest
about.
one in Atlantic, Canada.
The biggest in Atlantic,
yeah.
Heck
yeah. First.
Yeah, there you go. That's fantastic. I mean, I'll show a better shot of this here in just a moment, but like gorgeous craftsmanship. It's got what, 8 technically cooking racks?
Yeah, exactly. This one, typically we just run racks on one level, but for this event, just with the quantity of food, we added second racks.
Love it.
Experience from this event, it runs way better with one rack. There's
Okay.
a lot better flow with one rack.
And you know, when you have that much stuff in a smoker, it's going to affect it. The aerodynamics, the airflow really matters about placement of meat, where it is sitting in the smoker.
Exactly.
There are different temperatures. And the first thing I'm seeing along this thing is you have tons. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no worries, my friend.
You have tons of Tell-True thermometers running along this entire thing. It's just gorgeous craftsmanship along these doors. I mean, do you mind if I open one of them?
No, fill your boots.
Cool. I'm going to flick one of these down here. We're good there. Guys, check this door out. Like, boom, nice and easy. Balanced. That was simple to open, controlled. We have smoke flowing. It's gorgeous. Pulling it down, this is easy. My grandmother could be cooking on this. And that's one of the nice things that I find about these smokers that get me excited. I feel like it's going to be around for a long time. I'm going to be able to hand it down to the new generation in my family. That's quality. What do you think of that?
I mean, that's the whole idea of this brand. I mean, we're trying to build something.
It felt like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to build something that lasts. I always tell people, years ago, my Nana passed away and I inherited her cast iron. And every time I cook on that, I think of her. It just it warms my heart. And I hope that someday, 50, 60 years from now, my sons will be cooking on my smoker and, saying, Dad used to do briskets at Christmas time. And I think that you can't put a price on that. Something that brings you that kind of feeling, reminds you of someone. It's an heirloom quality piece. And so
I agree.
When you're purchasing these things, it's not for today, it's for tomorrow. It's, someone's going to enjoy this for over 100 years,
Yeah.
4 o'clock. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, look, we're at a competition right now. He's got lots of stuff on the go. I'm going to let him go. Michelle.
We have a comp meeting here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no,
it's
so
great
psyched to meet you. I'm sure we'll be talking again.
Yeah.
These are gorgeous, guys. Let me show you some of these cool shots. Check this out.
Great talking. Thanks so much,
Cool,
my friend.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Man, was it ever great having a chance to speak with Michelle. Now, here's that live fire table that I was discussing earlier, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. You can see here, he's got an attachment so you can have a Dutch oven just dangling. We're rendering down some beef tallow in there right now. And look at this thing. Like, it's got that great, look at that. It'd be perfect for searing off a nice, like, reverse seared smoked tri-tip or something like that. Maybe doing up some chicken right on that live fire table.
Oh, buddy, that'd be amazing. And then there's the meat missile. I thought I'd give you guys an up close shot at just how this thing's running. So here's the firebox. And then we've got 1,000 gallons of just custom built offset smoker. This thing is just gnarly. We have 2 racks, as he mentioned. And he was mentioning the upper rack really takes more heat. So he would prefer to just run this thing regularly. But it's nothing crazy, guys. Like, we were seriously having a blast at this barbecue, just really enjoying ourselves. And it all comes down to this custom craftsmanship. I mean, I think there were a total of 6 offset smokers there from R&R Smokers. You can see one right there in the background. It just appeared for a moment. There was live fire tables on the go. He also had his drum barrel smokers here. Like, the entire experience was just awesome. And R&R Smokers is based out of Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Now, if you're in Atlantic Canada and are interested in a quality smoker, this is where I think you should start. Seriously, the craftsmanship, the build quality, the accessories that are available, the dependable reliability of R&R. Seriously, you can give them a call up at any point in time if you're having any issues, and they'll help you figure it out. Like, that's what I'm really liking about my relationship with Michelle. My new offset smoker isn't a simple piece of equipment, but anytime I have questions, he's there to answer. That's why I really recommend R&R Smokers. If you're in Canada, if you're anywhere really, you should reach out to them for a custom built offset smoker. Anyway, hell yeah, this was a great experience. Super cool to meet you, Michelle. Hope everyone's having a great day. Take care, stay safe, and remember, barbecue for life. This is one of my favorite offset smokers one of my pals has built. It's custom, obviously, and built by my friend Alex, so you can see here in the video. He's part of the Back 40 Smoke Co. barbecue team here at a local Kansas City Barbecue Society sanctioned event. This guy is serious about barbecue. As you can see here, he's running this thing low and slow. Holy cow. Look at that mahogany color on this grill. I really enjoy offset smokers, and I truly believe this might be my favorite color I've seen to date on one. I mean, look at that craftsmanship, the build quality. This thing is gorgeous in so many different ways. Like, Bud, this firebox is insulated. Holy, the tray on the side, this entire wagon is just ready to go anywhere. I was telling him it reminded me of Santa's sled. Oh, buddy, look at those welds, the paint job, just everything about this. I love that he's got a 5 thermometer configuration, really reading all the temps as needed. This is how he lets the airflow go through, and I think it's super cool as well. But no lie, I just really enjoy this custom craftsmanship. And if you're like me, you definitely need to follow Back 40 Smoke Co. on Instagram, because Alex is constantly cooking and posting stuff. You'll totally find it badass. But no lie, if you're into barbecue and you think this is badass, let me know in the comments below, because this custom build offset smoker is next level. Seriously, a 10 out of 10.